Hi, welcome everyone. We have with us Kumar Harsh, and we are going to talk about a very exciting topic, which is how to build a practice in tier 2 cities in India, a law practice in terms of litigation, of course. And so we are lucky to have Harsh with us today. And Harsh has been building his practice for the last 5 years in Jharkhand, in the Jharkhand High Court mostly. And so, why don't you introduce yourself, Harsh?
Hi, I'm Kumar Harsh. I've done my law from Symbiosis Law School in the year 2009-2014. Thereafterwards, I was working in Supreme Court with an advocate. Thereafter, I shifted my base from Supreme Court Delhi to Jharkhand High Court.
Okay. And tell us a little more about your practice, what sort of work you do.
The first time I went to the litigation side, it was there in Delhi, and it was I was a new. I'm coming from the first generation, you can say. So
Right.
I do not have anyone from my family to guide me as to how the litigation side is. The only I did during my tenure, it was I internship thoroughly on different areas, different sectors altogether, and then after that is the only thing I had before joining my legal practice. And when I was in Delhi, I realized one thing: I'm lacking much behind, and there are many people, there are many colleagues who are doing really well, and it was a time I was very sad. I used to work a lot. I used to work on my briefs, on the briefs which the senior used to allot me. That is how you grow day by day. And now
Right.
I'm doing my practice. I joined my chamber, joined the chamber of Mr. Anil Kumar Sinha. He is a legal luminary. Hello, hello.
Yeah, sorry,
Am
Harsh.
I online?
Yeah, you are
Yeah.
online. I lost you for a second there, but now we are back.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
yeah, you were saying. Sorry, can you repeat the last thing you said?
Ah, I joined the chambers of Mr. Anil Kumar Sinha when I came back to Jharkhand High Court, and he is a legal luminary. The only thing I understand about this practice is the amount of briefs and the good briefs. I'll tell you hold with you, the opportunities you get. That is all you need. Day by day out. I'll say one thing. See, what you have to do is you have to just concentrate on your brief. The brief is given to you. You have to learn. You have to go through each provisions of law, and plus you must know the facts of the case. When you know the facts of the case, you'll apply the law. And every day cannot be a sweet day for you. You just wake up, and it cannot be every day is a good day for you. Some are bad days, and bad days are very good because you learn a lot of things.
Right. Okay. So when you started your practice, what were the challenges you faced? Like, why did you decide to not start in Delhi, or which is quite common actually for a lot of people to do so, move into a bigger city like Mumbai and Delhi with a lot of work, where people perhaps get paid also better. Why didn't you do that? Why did you start your practice in Jharkhand? What made you make that choice? Did you never worry that maybe you should start your practice in Delhi and make your career there instead?
To be very lucid and honest to you, Karachi was not my first choice for practice. It was Delhi. I went there. It is it is flooded with lawyers. You see, when you go to any I'll say any you have around 82 tribunals there in total. you have Supreme Court there, you have High Court there. What amazed me is the people are working tired. It's like working day day out, day night. Like I'll tell you the experiences. What you have to do, you have to prepare your own food. You have to take care, I'll say. Even if the breakfast, you have to take care of your meals. When you're working as a lawyer, only thing you must concentrate. There are two kind of struggles. What I understand and I feel that one is the struggle for bread and butter, and the second is you want to work for it, work for your name, fame, everything. Okay.
You want to
So
make it clear, right? You want to
I never
known
want.
as a good lawyer. That's the dream of every lawyer who's starting. That
Yes, yes.
I should be
So
known by my own name in the court, and people would come to me for justice. Yes,
and when you get the appreciation from the judges, you're no less than a Rocky Balboa coming from the fight.
yeah. And that's a thrilling thing about being a lawyer in the court. That's
Yes,
something that people
yes.
who practice in the law firms do not really experience.
Uh, I'll share my I'll share my experiences with you.
Yeah.
I was there in TD SAT. Okay, I used to get the brief from my senior to appear in TD SAT, and Honorable Justice Aftab Alam was there. He was the chairperson. So I went for my convocation. I left my court there. Okay. So it was I my flight landed there around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and I realized that I do not have the coat, and I have to appear in that tribunal.
Right.
So what I was wearing was a gown. Okay. So I used to it was just an incident which changed the whole course, I'll say. So I appeared there. Okay. And he said, you know, he was very angry and very furious. And he said, is this a new trend? So, uh, it was very difficult, you know. पसीने यहाँ से गिर रहे थे, ठीक है. Then I realized, yeah, I have to speak something. So out of nowhere, it came that, my lords, I went for my convocation. I was so excited. I took up the gown and left my coat there. Okay. So though he was angry, but very sweet to me afterwards. And then I used to argue the matters in my full flow. And when thereafter, my father wanted, actually I'm the only son.
Right.
He wanted me to come back to Karachi and commence my practice. That was during summer vacation. I was asked to come here and see how it goes. If you don't like it, you can go back to Delhi. So I went there. I went I came to Ranchi. So when I used to visit Jharkhand High Court, you do not find those kind of, I'll say, creamy people around you. Okay, they are not. They are very good in law, but you cannot see that language, that fine language people have in Delhi.
Right.
So it was very annoying for me, and it was very disturbing. Why should I commence my practice here? I didn't had any intention to do it. I was not seeing any reason to do it. But slowly and gradually, I started my practice. People, when I was given the brief of the senior, I used to argue that matter, and the judges used to appreciate me. Then I realized one thing: people can know me here. I can earn money and fame everything here. But when I am starting my practice there, even I am doing very good also, there is no recognition.
You mean in Delhi there is no recognition, even when you're
Yes.
doing. But
There is,
in Jharkhand there is recognition. It happens much faster, right?
yes. There- Everywhere, I'll say everywhere, barring the big cities, because there are a lot of people. There are very good people there. Uh, I'll say there are more people talented than me, but not doing as good as I'm doing. What I see, and they tell me, they share their stories.
So in a way, you are saying that it is much easier to do well in a
Yes,
tier 2 city than in,
yes, yes, yes.
and then the struggle time reduces when you move to a tier 2 city. Right?
I'm sorry, I didn't get you.
I'm saying that when you start your practice in a tier 2 city, your progress happens faster. You grow faster in your career as a lawyer.
Yes, I'll say, but there is a stagnation here also, because when you reach a level, you need to change it. You need to change the path. That stagnation level will come when uh, one has to decipher.
So what kind of matters do you normally do? Like what kind of matters do you take up and what are your areas of expertise?
I mostly I do writ matters, but I have different kind of matters altogether. Uh, I have done most of the PILs. I have done two PILs. I'm considering it. The first PIL I have done, it was of MSG2. If people remember that, uh, ban or restraint order was asked for from the Jharkhand High Court, and it was granted also, a stay was given. And the second is a cricket association matter which I have given right now. That is for the implementation of LODA committee. And most of the matters I do are writ matters considering from service matters, from coal matters, mining matters. Service matter is a great fun to me because it is area most of the employees, I'll say, you get a recognition, a good recognition in the society, the service matters. I'm doing criminal trials also. I'm doing a lot of criminal trials. I've done almost 4 criminal trials and concluded it also. So it has been a very sweet experience for me because God has been very kind, because most of the matters which have been lodged in the year 2010 also and 2006 also do not get a conclusion even after 10 long years and 12 long years. I've been awarded with the breeze, uh, which has uh, which has been sent as a fast track court, and day to day proceedings are being going on. So yeah, I'll say I have different briefs altogether,
Right. So,
ranging from arbitration matters, company matters, criminal trials, civil matters, writ matters, but mostly my concentration is on writ matters.
okay. So how did you go about building your business? And we often, when you have started your practice, what did you do? Like, what are the first things that you do? Like, generally, we hear this that when you begin your practice, you should work with a senior for a few years, learn the ropes, and later on consider going individual and study. So when you came to Ranchi from Delhi, did you start on your own or did you work with a senior?
Uh, every lawyer, every good lawyer has a dream to build their independent practice. I'm not, I'm no different with them. What See, I always wanted to be an independent practitioner. People who are working as junior, they also want to be an independent practitioner. The only thing what has to know about this profession is, when you join a chamber, you must join a good chamber, because good briefs will come to you, good challenges will come to you. You get to know what are the law, and it is not specific what is the law, but where is the law. That is a basic thing. Because when you know where is the law, you can apply the law. You can learn the law. But when you do not know where is the law, you cannot find basically what is the law.
So, what was your experience with your seniors?
Senior is a legal luminary. I'll say he has been very kind to me, very supportive. You know, am I online?
Yeah, you are online. Please continue. Please continue. Don't worry.
Yes. He has been a advocate. He has been. I guess I'm losing the link.
No, no, you are very much online. Please continue. Please continue.
Yes. He has been advocate general for almost 10 years in the state of Jharkhand. And the lifespan of Jharkhand is about 18 years. So the experience he holds and I'll say the respect, he's completely a leader of the bar. Okay. So when people see around, when he likes you, that that is very dominant in the bar itself, that this advocate or this person is working hard, therefore a senior likes him. That message goes on, right? And when you work it, client will contact you and you have to show them that you are very hardworking and you can get their work done, then only brief will come to you. Otherwise, who practice is all about equalizer. It is something. Even if you are son of a big shot, also you'll not do very good, because everyone starts from the same point. Obviously, I'll say, because most of the people are very known face, so people recognize them. But relief does not come to you easily, and mostly in the petition. When you're not ready in the petition, the judges are not going to give you relief, right? Because they have to balance, and balancing is the justice, and how you plead the brief of your client. See, any person who's coming to you is not happy with the system. Therefore, he's coming and knocking the doors of the court. And you are you're the only weapon he has. So you have to do not to the justice, being a law officer of the court. You are the law officer of the court. You do not have to do justice or part of the justice, but you have to do justice to the brief also given to you. Most of the time, it is very hectic, and there are different kind of I said politics going in around bar, and that is very obvious because the human tendency is about politics, right? So I'll say, when you concentrate on your brief, not anywhere else, you learn, you dedicate on your brief, you brush up your knowledge with different journals, you'll be doing good.
So, how do you work on developing yourself as a lawyer? Like, when obviously you are doing your day-to-day court practice and you are learning with every matter. But beyond that, is there something a lawyer can do to enhance their knowledge and skills and network and everything? Like, what do you do?
One has to sit in the court and see what is the view of the court first. If you have to learn the law, you have to sit in the court. There are corridors much amazing than the court. Court tends to go boring also. But boring has some amusement attached to it. It comes when you sit and when you enjoy the proceedings. It cannot be a proceedings you are involved with. The judges speaks out long. There are times the lawyers come with a new angle to a case. You learn a lot of things, but when even I'll say that corridors are not the worst place to be, because when you're talking to your friends also, they come up with new case laws, they come with new ideas. So it's basically you have to work out when you uh, basically when you see the argument, when you are a spectator to an argument, and there are certain laws which are being spelled out, you have to jot it down, go and I'll say go on Google. The Google Baba is there for you, and you can simply read out the judgments. That is how you sharp your weapon.
So we have a question from Sarjana who is asking us. Like we have some viewers who are asking questions. We have got a bunch of questions, so I
Yes,
will
yes, yes.
ask you some questions. So
Yeah.
I stay in Goa and I'm a North Indian and I don't speak or understand the local language. My question is how important it is to know the local language to practice in the court.
It is very important. It is very important because most of your clients are aware of local language, and most of the documents which are being made and authored, I'll say the languages of is Goan, if I'm not wrong. Then the FIR is in Goa, the local language. Most of the things are being written in local language. Unless and until you are aware of the local language, it is very difficult to practice there in the court. I'm really sorry to say this, but that is the hard fact.
Yeah, even if you can argue in English in the court, in the High Court, definitely you'll be able to, not in lower courts, but in the High Court, you can manage with English to argue, but if you don't know the local language, you'll not be able to probably communicate with your clients if they are, especially if you're dealing with individuals. If you have a lot of corporate clients, you might still manage to practice in a court where you don't understand the local language. Do you think so?
If I can add one more thing, see, there are different facets to it. If you know good good amount of language, it is going to suffice your purpose. But one more thing is there, that all the documents, whether it is of government, whether it is an FIR, it is stereotypically of the local language. And even being coming from a Hindi belt also, I'm coming from Hindi belt, so it is very difficult to learn the Hindi official language. You understand? There are different words which are being used in the documents, in the letters, in the circulars. One must be aware of it.
Yeah, but I think if you're doing a corporate practice where your most of your clients are corporate and you are there's some specific practices where you might manage to avoid, but these are very limited, very restricted areas where.
Very, very limited. Very.
Okay, so the next question we have is uh, Anuva Pandey is asking: do you recommend a fresher starting directly in the High Court, or perhaps joining the district court for a year or two is a good option? What do you think?
See, I'll suggest him to practice in High Court first. Okay. See, High Courts and trial court can simultaneously, it can go side by side. When you're getting cases in High Courts also and you're getting cases in lower courts, you can go both sides. It is not concentrating on one side also. Basically, if you're going on high court, you'll understand how the law is treated. But when you're going in the lower courts, you'll understand how the procedures are to be followed. So it will help when you're doing high courts, and you'll be learning the procedures also. So it is not that you must concentrate on one thing. If he wants to go in trial courts also, he can go while he's working in high court.
How should you choose your area of practice? If you are, a young lawyer working in a tier two city, what? How do you decide which areas to focus on, or do you just take any work that works through the door, whatever you come across, you take everything? Or
You do not choose your area. The brief chooses your area because beggars do not have choices. Once, see, you're a fresher. When you're a fresher and brief comes to you, you cannot say no to it unless and until there's a different circumstances altogether. But, there, it is an exceptional circumstance. But one has to concentrate what brief is allotted. And when you're doing in that brief, the brief will choose your area rather than you will choose.
okay,
And I'll say one more thing: the chamber is much more important. Chamber plays a vital role in an advocate's life.
so we have Anubhav Pandey asking us, can you take care of your expenses right in the beginning as a litigator?
I did. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry.
Basically, he's asking if he can take care of his own expenses right from the beginning as a litigator.
So, I'll say, being a legal professional, I had a lot of problems. But in the initial years, you have a lot of problems. But I'll say, for youngsters now who are doing well, they can look up. And the amount of money you will be receiving, and you do not know how much a client can pay you. Just be honest to your brief. I'll only say, I'll stick to it. Be honest to your brief. You'll never know when the stars will fall.
So, how do you build a client base in a tier two city as a litigation lawyer when you are new?
Okay. Basically, what is the practice here is going to different district courts. I personally visited. I received no brief there. Till date, I do not have any brief coming from district courts. But it is when you're doing good in your chamber, the clients coming to know about you, and when you're getting orders, it is passing on. It is passing on in different departments also. There are different similarly situated persons also. So the client will give you more clients when you're doing their work.
Basically, through word of mouth, the news spreads as you are getting
Yes,
good orders.
yes, 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 yes. That is the right word to use. And I'll share one more thing. See, the my first brief was the PIA, that MSG, and then after I joined my senior, I was awarded with different kind of briefs which were of very nominal fees which I charged because there was no option left. So I did good with those briefs. I was at least very honest to those briefs. I didn't had much to earn from it, uh, monetary, but otherwise, on in experience, I have lot to gain from it. I gained a lot. Those briefs gave me lot of briefs. I'll say I have done the criminal trial of VC also. I got anticipatory bail for a vice chancellor, a former vice chancellor of Central University. I have my clients ranging from company. I'll name few of them. That is uh, Hindu Hindu projects, Southwest Pinnacle. These are mining. These are mining companies. Are very good companies also. I'm doing arbitration matters also. I'm visiting. I'm doing this criminal trial, which is very infamous also, because a, a group of shooters entered in a district court, Hazaribagh court, and killed few persons there. Okay, it was a gang war. It is a very infamous case district in the state of Jharkhand. So there are different kind of matters I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of service matters, ranging from CCL matters, from BCCL matters. So you cannot see yourself in the mirror. One day you're uh, one day you're sleeping on the night you're sleeping, and morning waking up in the morning and see yourself in the mirror that, oh, you become a star, you're a star in the group. It cannot happen. You have to work day in and day out. That is the only thing.
What are the infrastructural challenges you face when you practice in a tier two city in terms as a lawyer? Are there any such challenges?
Very much. It is, see, litigation is all about challenges. When you start accepting the challenges and work on it, you will do good. I have been appointed as amicus and local commissioners also in different matters. I'll tell you what are the challenges basically, because the question is specified to it. The challenges you get is you will be very vulnerable at a time that you do not get any brief and what exactly you're doing, because most of your friends are in commercial side of it, and at least they are getting some salaries. When you are in tier two cities, you do not get any salary from your senior. You will only get the stipend for the work you're doing it. The drafting work you're doing it, and if the client is very kind to you, he'll be giving you perks. I'll say a perks for assisting him because he is a senior counsel. So it goes that way. You have to consider that you have to face challenges ranging from nowhere to one you can sense it. I'll say one thing: you need to have a car, and you need to own it, right? You need to have a clerk. You need to have some juniors also working on your brief. So it goes, and the challenges will never end because if you do not get challenges in life, you'll never succeed in life. You'll never know what are your drawbacks in life and where you can excel.
Right. So, what are the challenges you faced and how did you overcome them? If you can share some from your personal life, what?
When very honest to you, when I came here to Rachi, I was literally I don't want see I'm using I was very screwed with the fact that where I'm landing up, you never know where you will be getting your client from. So I wanted to quit this profession because there is nothing you can see. You do not have foresightedness how this profession will welcome you. So when I joined, there was a lot of humiliation I faced. The first humiliation is the people who are making you who does not know the am I on hello hello am I
Uh,
online?
yeah, you are now. I can hear you.
You're not audible. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, so but actually, what
Okay.
happened in the middle? Maybe there was an internet fluctuation because of which it lost you for a moment. So the last thing you said
Okay.
we could not hear. Can you repeat that?
See, you see, you face a lot of humiliation, and you carry that work that you are coming from a very good law school. Okay, one should not go into what law school he is coming from when he is practicing. He must be very humble. He must be very much, I'll say, down to the earth, and he must know. down to earth, you must know that say there are other people you must respect even he does not know, because he is also a human being and he is also a professional. You must carry that respect for your fraternity members. Carry that respect, things will come. They'll be very much humble to you as well, and uh, they'll make you learn a lot of things. Because talking you about law or spelling out on the court also, being done out of the court also, because the briefs will come to you only when you have a good name, okay, and good name will come only to you, and you are very humble to each and every member of the society.
Okay, so basically, you're saying that one big problem that people who come from good law school sometimes is that they have this pride that that I am coming from such and such great law school. You guys should know me.
Yes.
That kind of a thing you're saying it happens.
It happens. Mostly, it happens. They carry that pride that they are coming from very bright law school. It help their case anyway. The people rarely remember your law school or your marks. They only remember you as what kind of person you are. You must be a good human being first, then you can be a good lawyer.
I think that's a very good advice, a very important advice that you must remember. Uh, so what is your take on people starting their practice without a senior? Like these days, we are seeing a trend that many people go straight without a senior. They start doing their practice, and we know people who have succeeded doing that as well. But what's your personal take on
There are different senior counsels who are practicing in. I've seen a lot of interviews. Uh, Legal luminaries giving interview that saying that without their senior, they have excelled in their life, and it is very true that they can do so. But the amount of the amount and the experience you can gain from others brief, and basically you can learn a lot from a senior. So even if a client comes to and contact that see this kind of brief can be drafted, you will not be aware if you do not have that experience. So my humble advice to anyone would be join a good senior, not joining any senior, but join a good chamber. When you when you join a good chamber, you will be exposed to lot of different briefs. You'll be exposed to different arenas of law, and then you learn lot of things. When you're exposed to different kind of environment, obviously you'll learn how to tackle it and how to do well with that circumstance. So therefore, my advice would be joining a good senior, good chamber. Then afterwards, when you're getting your own brief, when you can settle down with your own brief, do independent practice.
So, what are your plans going forward? Like, what are your aims going?
I'm really sorry you're not audible. I'm really sorry you're not audible. Can you come?
Am I audible now?
Yes. Yes.
I'm asking you, what are your future plans? What are your professional goals going forward, and what are the challenges you are currently dealing after 5 years of practice?
See, the challenges is I want numerous number of briefs coming to me. Okay, the judges recognize you, and if judges recognize you and appreciate you, that is a boon to you, because the only thing you remember is and a good order gives you that relief that cannot be explained. That is beyond explanation. And after five, see, I do not have personally any plans. I'm getting good matters. I'm doing it. That is what other plans. I'll be sticking to my briefs. I'll be doing good work, hard work, learning good laws. I'll be doing the. I'll be reading the journals. Sharp. I'll be learning law. That is the basic thing. Because when you go for bigger goals, you you can be shattered at times. So it's your basics, I'll say. Not plan too much.
Right. Okay. So we have another question. We'll take another question from our viewers. We have a question from Mona. How much of an impact does having a godfather within the industry help in establishing yourself as a practicing advocate in non-metro city?
Having a godfather, see, that is a very long term which has to be said to be, because no one can be a godfather unless and until you are godfather of your own faith. You have anything brief, but if you cannot justify the brief, you cannot do justice to it. Basically, you cannot do. You cannot excel for a long time. You can excel for a few years, but ultimately you need to have lot of persistence and patience in this profession. Very calm. You need to be very composed. That is what I can say, basically. And having a godfather, yes, you certainly need a break. The break is getting good matters, but how can you get good matters if you're not working? You'll get see, one can become an advocate general, one can become a senior counsel after 10 years, after 15 years, or maybe after 30 years. But they say if you practice, you do good, and you work hard, calm and composed.
Okay, I
There's a
think
lot of disturbance in the line.
I'm not sure why that is. Uh, so okay, so I want so basically the message that you have given us again and again today is that you have to work hard, you have to uh, keep, keep to your brief, and you have to do a good job at every brief that you get, and that is what is the key to success. So I think that's a very well placed message. Uh, but what are the common mistakes that people make when they start practicing? And things that may be working, can you tell us a few things that may be working in a big city, in a metro city, but doesn't work well because you have worked in both places. So what are the things that works well in a metro city that doesn't work in tier two cities when you start practicing?
I'll say most of the people, after having good brief also and getting good orders also, they carried away. They considered themselves equivalent to most of the seniors. That is where they go wrong, because brief will come to you and brief will go. The matter would be how persistent you are, how reliable you can be, and what situation you can face. So there are different challenges. See, one life, human life has a different challenges altogether, and they have to face it, and no one can face. It is up to them how they react to their challenges. It can be turned as opportunities also, and it can be turned as turmoil also. So it depends upon you how you go through it. One must have a very positive attitude towards their life, because the challenges, it is going to test you. It, I'll say the litigation is not only the equalizer, but it will change. You have the look for the society. I'll say that.
Does it help to have a good LLM from like Harvard or Oxford or some brand name?
It does not. It does not. If no, no, no. I'll say if you're going for practice, if you're going for litigation, it will not help you much because simple laws are being pleaded. The laws are being pleaded. You must aware what people what people are misunderstand it is that when they are doing law from coming from different countries doing LLM, it is not going to suffice your case. It is only the brief and the simple fact with the relevant case laws. I can understand because most of the legal practitioner or budding legal practitioner have lot of ideas because they haven't seen it because they do not have that they are not through litigation. So see, it will help you uh, to develop different art, but it is not right to say that you must do LLM only to excel in life.
Right. So, but I was asking, does it help at all, or is it not relevant? You were saying that it's not very relevant. Yes.
Not a relevant thing, not a relevant thing. I mean it because most of my friends have done it, and I don't see them sounding any different.
Okay. So, what are the few key learnings that you like to share uh, with like people who are considering moving from big cities to small towns? Okay, what would be your advice to them? Like one level is that you
So,
go to a tier two city, but there are also like smaller towns out there, and I have heard from several people that it can be extremely rewarding to practice in a small district where there is hardly any other good lawyers, and you tend to do really well in such cases. And sometimes somebody who's earning considering to be earning well in Delhi might actually not match what somebody in a small district court may be earning in a much lesser time, simply because there is much less competition. What's your thought on that?
that is a fact because in these you do not have right. You have 10 to 15 to 20 people who are doing excellent job, and otherwise people are right. So people want a different package altogether. If you uh, see, basically a client wants when he comes, he is he is not in a very good shape. Therefore, he comes to you, and he wants his work to be done. When you can do it diligently, obviously it will work. And basically, what do you really want to ask?
What I really want to ask.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I'm asking that, you told us a lot about practicing in a tier two city like Ranchi, right? But I'm asking you about like even smaller courts, like maybe you go to a district court. Okay, since you have you have seen this, you've been to district court. Have you seen? Do you think it's actually a viable idea to go practice in a district court rather than even a city like that?
See, uh, एक चीज क्या है कि it is very difficult to cope up in district courts in lower courts. You need to learn hardship of it. The hardship is the lawyers are not very good.
Okay,
The lawyers are not good. The environment is not good. But since since it is a legal area and it is a legal, it comes under it is a lower judiciary itself. People need good lawyers also, and they do not get that legal sharpness there. So it is good. It is also a good idea to practice. One has to give a determination level to 2 to 3 years down there. It is a good idea. I go with it. I go go with it.
Great. So, you have been practicing already for 5 years, but do you think at some point you might want to move to a bigger city when you have established yourself well? Do you see that a possibility for
No,
yourself?
I'm really sorry. The voice was not.
Okay, I'm saying that when you are practicing in a smaller city, let's say you really succeed over time, is it a possibility that someday you would be wanting to move to a bigger city to practice in the Supreme Court or something? How likely is that, or is that even a possibility for lawyers working?
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm trying hard enough. I'm really sorry.
Am I
I'm not
audible
able to
now?
hear. The voice is breaking.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, I am asking that sometimes we hear that people who are already working in smaller cities, sometimes they do want to move to a bigger city eventually when they have established themselves already and they're well known in their local court. Sometimes they move to the Supreme Court and then they get briefs accordingly. And we have heard of this before. So I just wanted to ask from you, how is it for you? Like, do you think someday, how does it work? Like, if you once you've established yourself well, and like you said, that once you scale one level of challenges, then you get stagnant and you might want to get to the next level. Do you think Supreme Court practice is possible or viable for people who have succeeded in the lower court, no, sorry, in a higher court, high court in a state?
See, I'll basically I'll basically say one thing that once you're very comfortable in your hometown and there is stagnation, move out from that place. You find lot of good senior counsels like Tushar Mehta, who is presently the additional solicitor general. You have the example of Venugopal, K.K. Venugopal. He's also a legal luminary. You find the example of Fali S. Nariman. These people extensively and exhaustively practice there in their high courts itself. And when they get a recognition, they were very sure that the briefs would be coming in the Supreme Court, and they have that grip in the market with the clients also, with the councils also. Then they move down to Supreme Court. So one must have an idea to go, but it depends and varies from a person to person.
Right, not everybody may want to actually leave the comfort of their hometown when you are
Yeah.
doing well there and take up a new challenge at the city. All right, so it is already 8:58, and we are nearing the end of our program. So before we end it, I just want to hear from you. How was your experience with this conversation? How did you like it? And we obviously were very fortunate to have you sharing your experience so extensively. And do let us
Uh,
tell us what do you think?
Basically, it is a very good experience. I never thought I would be sharing a lot of things and clearing my ideas too. It is not about clearing or giving a view to most of your viewers, to you, but it was clearing my thought, and you need to stick to the basics sometimes, and you have that in your mind, but you don't speak out. I'm glad it is working good to be honest.
All right. Thank you so much, Harsh.
because you're taking because you're taking time from your schedule. It is a very tough task right now.
Yeah, I know. And thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to us. And thank you very much.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
And
Thank you.
so we will be ending it here. And everyone, whoever watched today, thank you very much for joining. Please, we hope to see you again next week on Monday, 8 to 9. We'll be having the same An Hour with LawSikho. Looking forward. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Good night.
Good night.